Guys, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Okay, guys, so today I wanted to have a discussion with you guys about a question that I was asked by several different people, and I kicked around for a couple of months before I tackled it. This question has to do with Aquarius and grudges. Now, most Aquarius don't hold grudges because typically by the time whatever happened has happened, we're pretty much done with it. But there are times when an Aquarius will hold a grudge for years, decades, even. And when does that occur was what people wanted to know. Like, why does it occur and when does it occur? Well, it occurs when an Aquarius is deeply hurt by something that has happened, deeply hurt. So, like, you've stabbed them in the back, or somebody has betrayed them, or somebody has stolen from them, robbed them, somebody has abused them, somebody has been unfaithful to them, somebody has harmed them deeply. Because remember, I told you, Aquarius don't always show our feelings, but they're there. So if an Aquarius feels shot in the heart, like that old song, shot in the heart, and you're to blame, you give love a bad name. If an Aquarius feels something like that, there's a pretty good chance they might hold a grudge. It just depends on the Aquarius. Because some of us will hold a grudge for a little while and then we so busy we'll forget about it after a while. Seriously, I forget a lot of things that aren't important after a while, so a lot of us won't hold it. But if an Aquarius does hold a grudge, it's because it was something that hurt them tremendously. It really stabbed them in the heart. Okay, and the reason why they can't get past it is because Aquarius are always in our head, right? So what is happening is playing over and over. It's like a movie playing over and over in our head. It's like a bell that's ringing and driving you crazy. It just keeps on going on and on and on. When you close your eyes, sometimes you be thinking about something else, it'll pop into your brain. As an Aquarius, we're constantly thinking about stuff. So while we're in our head, sometimes that something, that person, that situation may come up over and over again. So if an Aquarius is struggling with a grudge, that's why it's haunting them. It's haunting them mentally. It's haunting them emotionally. Aquarius doesn't hold on to something and harp on it for months, years, decades, unless it's really something that's playing in their head. Something that, even though it might have happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, is still fresh. This is really common with Cancers too. Cancers have a tendency that once you've done something to them that they don't like, they can never get past it. And Aquarius, some of us sometimes do exactly the same thing, except for I think we respond to it differently. The Cancer may respond to it emotionally, having an attitude or being nasty or something like that. The Aquarius responds to it by just cutting the person off, not thinking about them, not spending time with them, not being around them. The only time they think about them is when it comes up on its own, like I said, when it surfaces on its own, when it plays on its own. But it's not something we would allow ourselves to engage in or sit there and reminisce about. It comes up, and when it comes up, we have to deal with it. We have to handle it. Okay, so that's the thing about Aquarius and grudges. And we'll try to ignore it. We'll ignore it for years. It'll be there, but we'll be ignoring it for years, And I think that one of the things that is smarter to do, instead of trying to ignore it, compartmentalize it, that kind of thing, I think the smartest thing is just to accept it, to deal with it, think about it, go to therapy, talk it out. I think actually talking about it is better than not talking about it. I think that if you're an Aquarius and you found yourself holding a grudge about somebody or something, some situation, like a supervisor that did you dirty, a coworker that stabbed you in the back, your parents, sister, brother, friends, somebody that did something to you, basically, instead of ignoring it and like letting it haunt you whenever it pops up, I would say talk it out. If you can't talk it out with the person, you can talk it out with a professional. You can talk it out with a friend, a spiritual leader, somebody like that. It would be smarter to talk it out. Because what's going to happen is that it's not going to go anywhere. If it's that kind of a grudge that's replaying constantly, it's just going to keep replaying. Literally 15, 20 years later, you'll still be having dreams about it. It'll still be surfacing. It's still present. It's still fresh, even though it's long over. Now, other signs experience this too. Cancer and Aquarius aren't the only two signs that have that issue. Sometimes other people do of any sun sign. But it's just that I have seen them play out with these two. I've seen it. I've sat and watched Cancers play out this kind of grudge thing. Aquarius and even some Scorpios. But Scorpios handle it differently than Aquarius and Cancer. Scorpios plan revenge. They plot to get your ass back. A dark Aquarius might plot on you too. A dark Cancer might plot on you too. But with Scorpios, that's usually one of the first things they tell me. When somebody wrongs them, the first thing they tell me is how they should get them back. Or they want to get them back, or what they should do to them. That's the first thing their mind goes to. The Aquarius mind goes to, this motherfucker better get away from me forever. That's what our mind goes to. And the Cancer mind goes to treating you cruelly every time they come across you, so you know that they're upset with you. See, we all have that same tendency, but we all deal with it differently. And of course, other signs do too. So tell me, how does your sign deal with, or how do you as a member of that sign deal with having a grudge? So that's the deal with Aquarius. So if an Aquarius has a grudge, anybody I have a grudge against, or anybody who did me dirty, I wouldn't even say I have a grudge. I just don't roll with them. I don't mess with them. If I see them in public, I nod. I'm polite. I'm cordial. I keep it moving. I see what you are. Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And I believe strongly in that quote. I believe the person the first time, every time I possibly can. So I'm not so much holding a grudge. I just see you for what you are, and I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm good. I'm going to stay way over here, and you stay way over there, So basically, that's what it is, It's something that just, we're in our heads, and that it knows, like, I can think of situations that I am holding on to, that I'm working to release, and they keep coming up. I see them in dreams. Some of the times I'll see something that reminds me of it. They keep coming up. So for a lot of us, it's just a matter of working through it, working through the emotional energy instead of compartmentalizing it. The worst thing an Aquarius can do is compartmentalize or put in a drawer something like that, because it's not going to go anywhere. Address it, release it, forgive it, let it go. That's the best way to handle it. So for the people that ask me about it, that's why your Aquarius is holding a grudge, because it's replaying in them. And I get angry every time it replays. I get angry as if the scenario is happening again. As soon as I see it in my mind, I think about the person, I'm like, and then I got to tell myself, calm down, it's over. I got to tell myself, it's okay, it's all right, it's over, it's a long time ago, it's cool, let it go. And then I breathe it out. But every time it comes up, I get angry all over again and have to put myself through the same process of letting it go. In most cases, after going through that process for a certain amount of time, I do let it go forever. But certain things that really bother me, take longer than others. So if an Aquarius is holding a grudge against you, don't hold your breath. Don't. They may be polite to you, they may be cordial to you in the future, but don't hold your breath, because it depends on how bad it really cut them. And sometimes something that you don't even think is that big of a deal could cut us really deep. You might have hit one of their wounds, If somebody has been abandoned, for example, by their mom or their family or their father, whoever, and then they have these abandonment issues, and then you abandon them, They may not ever let go of that grudge because you directly stabbed one of their wounds that was already festering, you know? So think about that. And I would just say leave it be. Pray for the Aquarius. If Aquarius has a grudge against you, pray for them to release it and let it go and move on with your life. And if you're meant to see that person again, or you're meant to come back into their life, Goddess knows what she's doing. She knows how to bring you back together if that's what she really thinks should happen. Okay, guys? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who's wondering about why Aquarius be holding on to grudges. Like, let it go, Aquarius. Why? Pass this on. Likewise, if you would like to get a tarot or an oracle card reading, I'm going to leave my information under here. If you have a question for Asking Aquarius, please feel free to send it to me through social media underneath this video or email it to me. If you would like to send me a love donation, I'll drop my PayPal, and I will also leave my Amazon wish list. Thank you all for the gifts, and thank you all for the love donations. If you are interested in the kind of things that I like, check out my wish list. I have clothes, I have books, I have all kinds of Harry Potter merch on it. So if you're interested in buying me something, or if you just want to see something for yourself, check out my wish list. It's pretty dope. All right, guys. See you later.